Good day, my country people. This one na Gisme TV. My name na Roslyn. Now we dey bring una the ogbonge news for Pidgin English. Before we go on, make una subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we go get the power and the strength to dey bring una that news dey reach una domot. For the people wey no dey hear all the BB grammar wey dem dey blow for inside TV or inside the social media or inside anywhere where dem take dey carry the news dey come for us, all the BB grammar wey dem take dey slap us. So Gisme TV now ready to bring the news to give everybody wey dey for we country wey dey understand Pidgin English. But before we go further, make una stay tuned. Make una remember to subscribe. Wetin carry us come today? Wetin carry us come today na to tell una the ogbonge things wey dey happen for we country. I hope una don ready. The Edo State people, I hope una don ready for the upcoming election wey go come in September 19. So the election don dey draw near. As we dey August, so September na next month. So right now, as I dey talk to you, war dey for Edo State between PDP and APC and other opposition party wey dey for there, because everybody dey find how e go take win, how e go take become the governor of Edo State. So the Gisme TV dey use this opportunity dey tell the youth and everybody for there say make una not sell una vote, make una not throw away una right, make una choose wisely. Anybody wey una want say na him go bring peace or na him go bring better thing come for Edo State, make una make sure say una think am well before una go vote. Make una not use sentiment go vote for because dem share money for here or because dem share money for there. Una say na there una dey go. So your vote na your right. If you want better change, make e come for Edo State, you need to think about who you go vote for. So not vote for money. And also, then say make we tell una say all those political jagodas, all those political talks where they go, they carry ballot paper, where they go, they shoot gun, they disturb people where they do campaign. Then say make we tell una, say make una stop them, make una not do them this time, so that election for Edo State go dey free and fair, and it go dey peaceful without any bloodshed, without anybody not die for inside. So now dem say make we carry come give una. So before we continue, make una sit down tight. We go come back in just few seconds. Una welcome back. So the tori wey we carry come, make una listen, make it not be like say na just my mouth una for dey hear say war dey for Edo State. So make una listen well, una go hear.
And also to the entire country that we have intelligence that some individuals are in Edo State, courtesy of former national chairman of APC. And the names of these individuals and their mode of entry and every other thing are communicated to the security agencies, and they have the information. And their assignment is to come and assassinate some known individuals in the state. So I'm hereby bringing to the notice of the general public that these people are in town, and we've communicated to the security agencies about the activities and why they are in town. And also to use this medium to call on Mr. President to also call the security to do their work. Because Edo people, and Edo is not going to be a theater of war if these things are dealt with. And for us, we will continue to appeal to our people not to look for trouble, not to disrupt any program. We are law-abiding. We have the duty to protect lives and property. That we will continue to do. But just to bring to the entire nation and the people of Edo State of the intention of these individuals, and the police, the State Security Service have been communicated to, and the names of these individuals and these characters that are in town also have been communicated to the security agencies. Thank you.
Okay, so when I don't hear them, this one.
Good morning, my dear colleagues.
So,
I welcome you to this emergency.
Yes, too many things where they happen now for the Edo State war. They now for Edo State between PDP and APC and other party where they there. So then they call on the president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, say make he try to tighten security so that the election go be free and fair. But Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari, they tell Edo State people say he no want make Edo State lose. He say he no want make Edo State lose to opposition. Nine Buhari they tell the APC governors. So make I read them small, make una hear. Then say President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday, he don't tell all progressive Congress APC governors to ensure that the party reclaim Edo State in September governorship election where they come. So he say he give the marching order when the APC governors on the platform of the Progressive Governor Forum PJF, led by its chairman Atiku Bagodu of Kebbi State, led some members of the forum to the chairman, so and the caretaker convention planning committee. So now in they tell them say make sure say Edo State not lose to their opposition party. That is, make APC try their best to make sure say they win the election. So now President Buhari they talk, now they tell the APC people. So right now, una go listen again to another voice where make una hear as we talk, say as we dey give una the tori say war dey Edo State. Una go listen, make una hear the reason why dem talk say war dey for Edo State between the two political parties.
The issue is to say Oshomole. Oshomole wanted me, Philip Shadow, to join in, knowing fully well that I am closer to the members elect as at that time and members of the State Assembly, because I spent 8 years in the House of Assembly here, and I spent about 18 months in House of Rep, and I have goodwill among the legislature because of my own style. And he wanted me to help him to use this same member when they are elected to remove the governor and for me to be the governor. And I say no, that it is not my push, it's not my will, it's not my nature to betray. If I didn't betray him when he was NSC president, when I was NAS president, when I was offered money to get the Nigerian students out of the proposed strike.
Now those state deputy governor, now in the talk,
and
so
I didn't betray him when I was chased with money and plot of land in Betama to sign an impeachment of Comrade Adams Oshomole when I was in the State Assembly. If I did not betray him, then I cannot betray my own governor. And I said I don't have those tendencies, and that I pleaded with Oshomole. I knelt down to beg Oshomole that this government is doing well, and the policies that we adopted during this time, we are taking them to the next level. I went on my knees to beg Oshomole that if no matter what Obaseki will have done, which everything that I asked, all the questions I asked, flimsy excuses he was giving me, and I said when I could not hold something that Oshomole had with the governor, I knelt down and I begged him. I said, I am your son. Why not because of me forgive? And Oshomole said, now he has confirmed that I am now with the governor. And I stood up and I said, well, if you want to remove the governor, then you remove the governor and I. But you want to use me to chase the governor? No way. If the governor goes, I go. And that was how I departed from Oshomole. And the truth is, I hate oppression. When Oshomole was being oppressed, I fought on his side. I was injured. I was brutalized. My family were at risk. I threw my family from when I was attacked. Aya assassination. I was to be assassinated. Aya assassin came to my house and the man that he is supporting as a candidate, Pastor Ezeyamo, was the one that sponsored Shaba and these characters to the House of Assembly quarters where I was living then as a member of the House. Shattered the house with guns. The cars that were in front of the house, the engine, I had to change them after that incident. I threw my family through the fence. My wife, my children, I threw them across the fence to the other compound. And that was how they were saved. All in the name to save Comrade from being impeached. So if I joined to fight that oppressive tendencies and those oppressors that wanted to get him out, which Ezeyamo was part of, I told him the same energy I used to fight on his side when he was being oppressed and when he wanted to be impeached. It's the same energy I will use to fight for the governor, because he has decided to replace his own oppressors with himself to now oppress another man. And that is why I became, because I hate oppression, that was why I became an activist. I didn't become an activist for myself. I became an activist to fight against oppression. If you check my records during the military, you will see that I was part of the struggle for this democracy. So when Oshomole is talking about House of Assembly, he has asked the plan to do what is doing. All these members that we are talking about were not the members that were elected in the APC primaries. Oshomole as national chairman got to Abuja and changed all these names and selected these members. All the names, Damian Lawani and all of them, he changed them. Damian won his elections. A lot of these guys won their elections. He changed all of them and put his stooges to achieve control here. So when you see some of them living and collecting money not to be sworn in, and 3 now collecting 40 million to join him. 40 million to join him. Unfortunately for him, 40 million naira. Some members that still have integrity, that are made up their mind that they will not be commodity to be purchased, and those members are the ones standing. So the whole picture of the House of Assembly was orchestrated and planned by Comrade to control Obaseki and I. You can imagine, I am the deputy governor of Edo State from this constituency, a constituency that has served for 8 years, and I also represent the federal constituency, and I was nicknamed Mr. Constituency Project. As member of the House of Assembly in 8 years, I had 49 projects to my credit, and that's why I was nicknamed. In 18 months I was in House of Rep, I had 9 projects to my credit. And in this same comrade is coming to tell us, House of Assembly, coming to tell me that his younger brother will be the one to represent me. His younger brother, Said Oshomole, is the one to represent that same constituency and representing me in this constituency. He changed the thing to have his younger brother to be the member to represent this constituency. The first Gani Audu, which he has nominated running mate on us, Andrew will have been the member. He's changed it. So, and I have 2 of my members from Esako West, not my own rep. And the interesting thing is that they were not the popular candidates. He changed them because he was the chairman, national chairman. How can you have an Oshomole that will not, it will change the representative of the governor? Governor representative, the two representatives from Oredo, Oshomole changed them. Ovia, he changed them. The two of them, he changed them. Oredo, the same. Umode, same. So it was all planned, but God's grace is with us, and the people of Edo is with us, and the prayers of Edo people have sustained us, and that's why they've been making mistakes, and his plans have not materialized, because God knows our mind. God knows that God, you know, Basiki and I, and SNG and others supported him with our heart, with our body, with our time, with our resources, even at the risk of our life, to sustain him for 8 years. And because of that, God has been protecting us from him. So if you check, what is he looking for? He has spent 8 years here as a governor. What is Oshomole looking for now? That will be kneeling down from one end to the other. What is he looking for? I've never seen where a man will be contesting an election. Somebody else is the one doing the campaign, and he is at home. That's what situation we have found ourselves. If Oshomole feels is popular, let him stop this violence. Let him stop buying guns for these young ones. And let him come on that day, let the PVC speak. And when the VC speak, he will see that he's not the Oshomole that we used to wear khaki. Everybody now know the Oshomole that is khaki and the Oshomole that is safari. And the Oshomole that was khaki was the one that can walk on the streets and they won't bully him, they won't stone him. The other day, I had to also join him to kneel down to beg the people to stop calling him Oshomole only. So that is, and this is the same Oshomole that told me time back that the day that the people start bullying at him or close to that, that is the day we resign from politics. Why has he not resigned from politics? They are not only bullying him, they are not stoning him. So for me, it's shameful. I've apologized to Nigerians, but it's obvious that that apology, I have to withdraw it, because I thought apologizing to Nigerians and still asking people to talk to him and pray for him will change his mentality. But I've discovered that he had decided to, just by himself, destroy the legacy that we thought we were building together. But we will not depart from that legacy, because the people first, the people in the middle, and the people last. Everything about us is about the people. And thank God now we are even in a party that believe that power belongs to the people, because we started this journey on the mantra, let the people lead. He now wants to be the one leading, not the people. And I will not join him in dictatorship. If I was interested in dictatorship, I will not be fighting the military during the military. I will not be inhaling those tear gas. I will not be declared wanted during the military, because we need democracy. That was why we fought that time. And that democracy, no Oshomole can truncate that democracy. No Oshomole can be a dictator. But we fight with everything that we have. The same way we fought for him, the same way we fight for Godwin. This election is not just about me. It's not about Godwin, but it's about the future of this state. And I was ready to fight on the side of Godwin, even when I was not nominated. At the expense of me being nominated as running mate, I was ready. Because the truth is, we need democracy. We need a democracy that actually deal with the yearning of the people. You can see my house. Each time you come there, you can see my house is full. If I was an oppressor, they won't be there. They won't be there. And we don't want oppressors.